All right, we are live. Welcome to today's news. I've gathered all the news from last week, which was week 15, I believe. And yeah, we're going through all those different pieces of news, whether it's SEO or AI related. Sadly, I'm alone today. My normal co host Linus is sick. So God bless him. Hope he gets better. But yeah, I'll just run through these all alone. Try to bring in all the perspectives and things to think about. And we've got a lot to go through. So let me just jump right in. The first one here is the from SEO Clarity. They do a lot of these split test kind of things in their newsletters, and here's kind of a summary of SEO split testing in 2025. What works, what doesn't work, and what they've learned. So really cool stuff. I'm not going to go into detail. Just have a look at that. Um, Remember the March core update this year? I do. Here's some winners and losers. And again, read the article, get into the details of this, especially if you had some clients or your website dropped or gained even. It's good to understand why it gained traffic and continue as well. But yeah, brands with robust and diversified SEO strategies are winning big. So maybe multi-platform, etc. I think that's really good. Not just focusing on one thing. But brands with bad SEO are still winning in spite of themselves. And it's because Google is favoring big brands over affiliates. Again, SEOs are slowly becoming brand managers as well, at least online brand managers. There's so much digital PR and EEAT, all these sorts of things. But yeah, big brands. So that's really interesting. And then a little bit about featured snippet visibility dropping, mainly because we've got AI overviews, maybe taking that spot as well. But yeah, have a look at the entire of the article here. It's really interesting. Next up, we've got the 2025 AI Index report from Stanford Education. This is very top level, right? So we're not looking into specific AI engines and stuff. This is more like, the how it's like the overall AI industry, where it's moving, etc. So again, pretty interesting. This is not only SEO. This is very top level. So have a look at this. Very, very interesting. And this is really interesting. So Lily Ray was presenting, I can't remember where now. Was it Brighton or somewhere else? Yeah, Brighton SEO. We actually had our lead or head of SEO, James Barrett, who went to Brighton and presented on SEO and CRO and why companies should do both. Of course, when I get those slides, if I get a recording, I'll share it in the next news video. But for now, big love and shout out to him. Lily Ray was, of course, there as well. And this was just one thing that it stood out for me was the cycle of SEO here. Like the fact that we're looking for new opportunities, we find tactics, we share tactics publicly because we have to kind of put them on a website. And then Google develops algorithms to counter the spam. And so we then get into the demotion area and then we find new opportunities. So there's this real cycle that I think I've had in the back of my mind for a long time, but she just put it in one slide and I was just like, yes, you're so right. So thank you, Lily, because I think this is true. And I think this is a big problem for SEOs. It's a big problem for Google. There's always feel like there's been this fight. Like I remember when Google had these FAQ snippets. So everybody would put FAQs up. But I think it's also a strategy from Google's side. Like if you give us a snippet that can increase CTR, everyone will create FAQs and try and think about questions, which Google can then, once everyone does it, Google can then gather all those questions and train an AI on them, right? So we are kind of giving Google free data, but then it demotes that or removes that snippet, and then we're back to finding other opportunities. So it's really, yeah, it's a weird cycle. Just wanted to share this. Also, here is the, basically Google citing the importance of structured data in an AI world here. So again, just a relationship of structured data with any AI for training, alignment, fine tuning, which means we should probably increase the priority when we're talking about structured data with clients and think beyond snippets. So structured data for anything we can mark up, right? If we can easily mark up something at scale because we've got databases with the information, let's do it. Before I would be more focused on just what can actually bring a snippet, e-commerce, etc. And I think we can go beyond that in this new AI age. Google also files a new patent on personal history-based search. Remember when that was a topic? We had voice search and then there was like personalized search. and there's a new patent coming in. I think, maybe thanks to AI and thanks to a bunch of other things, Google might be going into a more personalized search thing, which I think can be good. It can also lead to some bubbles, echo chambers, which is bad. But overall, this might be a new direction, and it will just be harder for us to report on things a lot of times, I think. Again, actually, so having a very diversified strategy, meaning people will see your brand in different places, might help to contribute into that personal search and leverage. You can leverage it that way, I think. Here's a quick one. Apparently, you can now use Google Gemini inside of Google Spreadsheets. Just type equal AI. All right. That's great. I think it might just be for some paid users in Workspace, Google Workspace. But overall, I wrote a what's it called, an add-on for all of our Workspace that has integrated AI, where you can change all the parameters. So we've had that for a while at Precis, and we're using it fondly. But it's nice to see it's coming out to more generalized users. There's a really good white paper from Google on prompt engineering, and it's really I wouldn't say it's dumbed down or layman's terms, but it's definitely readable to non-developers and people who are not into the space technically. And it's really good. I think they have some really good advice in here. So have a look at that. Could be one of the better prompt engineering papers I've seen. A lot of this Brighton slides here. There's some 7 ranking signals for news content as well. We don't have any news clients right now, but really, really interesting as well. Have a look at that. And here's a great checklist for fixing unassigned traffic in GA4. Really good checklist. Have a look at it. Boom. We also have some new tools in Chrome to better test different mobile devices with GPU throttling. So we can kind of select perhaps mid-tier mobiles and run a scenario with those, which is really great. If you want to, especially like some companies might have more people accessing their website with a lower tier mobile, with a lower network. So yeah, just really good as well. Then Cloudflare has come out with a new RAG, auto RAG service. So it's apparently you can easily set this up, and basically what it does is it can deliver very static information or very static content of your pages directly to AI engines that wants to fetch it. So this is I think it's a game changer. I think Cloudflare is doing a great job, and if you are working with Cloudflare, you should be setting this up because it can help AI engines, if they actually work together, it can help them get your information quickly. It might incentivize them to cite you in AI engines. And if you don't work with Cloudflare, you would talk to any of your other CDN, protection providers and ask them if they're working on this as well. Like, let's start a race. And here's a really cool analysis on what types of content do LLMs prefer. And again, not going too deep into this, we don't have too much time, but what's really interesting is how blogs and PR is rarely cited unless highly authoritative, right? So all this stuff is really interesting. Vendor pages, comparisons, best of lists, they account for up to 70% of citations. And AI favors structured, fact-based pages, right? Great. And again, this is a little bit e-commerce-y, I would say, but still what's interesting is the whole vendor pages. The best of lists, it used to be an affiliate strategy. You might get links. Now there's a strategy here where AI seems to favor these lists as well. So getting out there and being mentioned on these types of lists might be worth it for more than just Google and other types of platforms. Have a look at this. Very interesting. I must read here, I would say, from xfunnel.ai. Google also officially rolls out links in AI overviews, to its own search results. Ta-da! Of course, there's also links to actual sites, but it seems to be overabundance of these links going to other searches. And again, it's kind of a Wikipedia-style way of doing things. It's one way is for Google to monetize the AI overviews by saying, okay, here's some answer, and you click on a new search. That search does not have AI overviews, but it has ads. So it could actually favor searches that do contain ads. So that's one way to monetize it. So again, I'm not really against it from a perspective of making it useful, but again, we've got tons of ways you could link to other sites as well. So this is very much Google trying to monetize AI overviews, which I suspect is quite expensive. And we do have some numbers saying it is more expensive to have. for Google. Big SEO news as well for publishers. Again, the news here, Google has just announced that the Discover feed will be coming to the homepage on desktop. This could lead to a huge spike in traffic for people relying on Discover traffic. So watch out for that. Also here, a really cool free brand AI sentiment. Sorry, I wrote sentiment tool. It's just really cool here. I'm not sure the exact data sources, but have a go, try it out. Google AI brand perception, synthetic reviews. So it's probably using Google reviews, but still very, very cool. I'll test it, definitely. Google Merchant Center also brings some new updates here. There's some new roles rolling out from April the 8th until July the 1st, affecting pricing and listing here. I'm again not going into 100% what's going on. I mean, read the article. If you rely on Merchant Center, always follow up when there's new rules and stuff applied. Definitely important. Sellers must update how they display installment payments, member pricing, and energy labels. US merchants will no longer need to provide sales tax information. All right, cool. Google Search Console API now has hourly data. Cool. Why would that matter? Well, actually, one of the things I am tasked with doing is creating a better site migration dashboard. And honestly, you know, with site migrations, you can always look at GA traffic, which is direct. But if you do a site migration, and now you can actually see in Search Console as well the hourly data, which gives you a little bit more narrow view of things if anything goes wrong quickly. Although we have to be careful, you know, things can change on an hourly basis much more than it would over a longer period of time. But still, I think this would be very interesting for looking at changes, because, you know, if I change a title, Google has to pick it up before I can see the change. But site migrations is quite direct if you're changing CMS or looking at the redirect. So really, you know, just a more narrow view here, which I think is good for site migrations. Again, this is only the API. I think in Search Console a while back they changed. We have a 7-day view now, so that's kind of a 24-hour view even in Search Console, but not an hourly view yet. You have to use the API for that. Google also is starting to roll out a new brand tab within the Google Merchant Center next, and it allows brands to manage aspects such as photos, video descriptions, etc., etc. So anytime there's anything new that Google is rolling out, you should be the first one. So if you have a client working with Merchant Center, if you're working with Merchant Center, look at this post and definitely make sure you add as much information as possible, right? We're really, Google will use this. If it's rolling out a brand with things you can change, you should definitely be doing it, because Google will use it and you want to be the first runner here. You want to get all the benefits from this. So have a look at this as well. And Google Search Console gets new merchant opportunities report as well. And it actually lets retailers manage payment methods, ratings, and shipping policies. So that's something we're now tying Merchant Center into Search Console a little bit better. So again, something you should definitely be looking into. Once you see this tab coming into your Search Console, make sure you actually start using it, right? This information you can help you be more competitive. We know that pricing is a ranking method. People might be searching for things like ratings. All these shipping policies contribute to you ranking in the actual shopping environment of Google. So if Google provides you a way for you to manage them, you should be doing it. And if you say, well, I'm already putting it in structured data, I'm already putting it in here, we'll also put it in here. Like, there's a whole ecosystem where Google will try and actually, you know, fetch the information from several sources. Now they should be matching. Of course, we don't want mismatched information, but giving Google that information from all the different sources it allows is a good idea. And there is, of course, a hierarchy of importance of where it looks for, but still, I think it's good to have it in every place so we don't miss out on any opportunities. So have a look as well. And of course, when I say have a look, I mean you can follow the link, which is in the video description or the podcast description. There's all these different things. You've got your summary, your title, and your URLs. You can go ahead and get into the details of it. And yeah, that's it. No more news for this week. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, have a comment if you want something, and I'll see you next week.